This is the VOA Special English Technology Report. Hundreds of students from around the world recently gathered in New York City for the Microsoft Imagine Cup Finals. They came to present their ideas for using technology to solve world problems. Microsoft Education Director Susie Levine says the 9-year-old program began mainly as a competition to create technology. She says, when we realized that students really actually want to have a purpose for what they're creating, we introduced the idea of inspiring them with the UN Millennium Development Goals and suggesting that they use those for their muse. New sources for ideas this year included intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations and nonprofits. They can submit some of the technical challenges that they would like students to consider for their solutions. Microsoft says over 350,000 high school and college students registered for this year's competition. Judges chose more than 400 of them to attend the finals. Ms. Levine says several teams were inspired by current events, including floods last year in Thailand. A team from Chulalongkorn University in Thailand created a Windows Phone 7 application that allows you to broadcast your location to your social network of friends so that you can be more easily rescued. There were also ideas from Egypt, inspired by the revolution that overthrew President Hosni Mubarak in February. Ms. Levine says one idea was to use Bluetooth as sort of a Twitter equivalent, so that if the government shuts down the internet, you actually can still have a massive social distribution. Students competed in 9 categories. For example, in software design, the top prize of $25,000 went to Team Hermes from Ireland. The students developed a device for cars to collect information on road conditions, driving behavior, and traffic incidents. A team from Taiwan's National Tsinghua University won first place in the embedded development category. They developed a network of wireless devices to help plot the safest escape routes during a fire. Next year's award ceremony will take place in Australia. Microsoft has also announced a $3 million program to help Imagine Cup winners further develop their projects. For VOA Special English, I'm Carolyn Presutti. You can get more technology news and learn English on your computer or mobile device at voaspecialenglish.com.
This is the VOA Special English Technology Report. A rocket designed and built by a privately owned company recently made history by bringing a supply capsule to the International Space Station. It was the first private spacecraft to carry out such a mission. The company, SpaceX, launched its Dragon space capsule on the company's Falcon 9 rocket. It was launched May 22nd from Cape Canaveral, Florida. SpaceX mission controllers celebrated when the rocket reached orbit and its solar panels deployed. 3 days earlier, a launch attempt was canceled at the last second when a computer found a problem with the engine. Astronauts on the International Space Station used its robotic arm to secure the capsule. Later, they released the Dragon capsule and it returned to Earth. It landed in the Pacific Ocean after its 9-day mission. Charlie Bolden is the head of NASA, the American Space Agency. He spoke to reporters at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida after the rocket was launched. The significance of this day cannot be overstated, he said. The head of SpaceX watched the launch from company headquarters in California. Elon Musk compared it to winning the Super Bowl. He said there was so much hope riding on that rocket. There was tremendous elation, he said, when his employees saw all their work operating as it should in space. NASA has invested about $400 million in SpaceX to help it develop space flight technology. And the agency also has a contract with SpaceX for 12 flights to resupply the space station. NASA wants private companies to carry out operations in low Earth orbit. The agency wants to focus its attention on developing the next generation of spacecraft that can travel to asteroids or Mars. The Falcon 9 rocket brought more than 500 kilograms of supplies to the space station. SpaceX said the rocket also carried the cremated remains of 300 people. The part of the rocket that carried their ashes will orbit the Earth for about a year until burning up in the atmosphere. Among the ashes were those of astronaut Gordon Cooper and actor James Doohan. He played Scotty, the chief engineer of the Starship Enterprise in the popular TV and movie series Star Trek. For VOA Special English, I'm Alex Villarreal. To learn more about SpaceX and the Dragon capsule, go to voaspecialenglish.com.
This is the VOA Special English Development Report. Food that has come in contact with floodwaters can sicken anyone who eats it. Water from floods may contain animal and human waste. It can also contain other pollutants like chemicals from agriculture and industry. After a flood, food safety specialists in the United States Department of Agriculture have this advice. Throw away anything that is not stored in a waterproof container if there was a chance of contact. Food containers that are not waterproof include those with screw caps, snap lids, pull tops, and crimped caps. Also, throw away boxes of juice, milk, or baby formula if they have come into contact with floodwater. The Department of Health in the state of Minnesota says you should throw away anything in soft packaging. And the Extension Service at North Dakota State University offers other advice. Do not save plastic bags of food even if boxes or containers inside the bags appear dry. Do not eat fresh produce from the garden if it has come in contact with floodwaters. To be safe, have the soil tested. And throw away screw-topped or crimp-topped jars and bottles even if they have never been opened. Glass jars and bottles of home canned foods should be thrown out as well. Experts say the containers cannot be effectively cleaned after a flood. Throw away damaged metal cans or hard plastic containers. Do not use cans that are swollen or leaking, or that are rusted or crushed. But food safety experts say that some unopened, undamaged all-metal cans can be saved. First, remove any labels. The paper may contain dirt and germs from the floodwater. Wash the cans with soap and water, and brush or wipe away dirt. Use hot water and water that is safe for drinking if they are available. Next, place the cans again in water and heat the water to 100 degrees Celsius. Boil the cans for 2 minutes. Another way to disinfect the cans is in a freshly made solution of chlorine bleach. Use 8 drops of unscented liquid bleach for every 4 liters of water. Use drinking water or the cleanest, clearest water available. Place the cans in the solution for 15 minutes. Let sanitized cans air dry for at least 1 hour before opening or storing them, and relabel the cans with a marking pen to list their contents and any dates when the foods are best used by. Experts advise using the cans as soon as possible. And that's the VOA Special English Development Report. You can read, download, and comment on our reports at voaspecialenglish.com.
This is the VOA Special English Development Report. Snakes bite an estimated 5.5 million people worldwide each year. Experts say tens of thousands of people die from venom poisoning. An untreated or incorrectly treated bite might require the removal of a foot or an arm. Each year, around 400,000 amputations are the result of snake bites. Last year, for the first time, the World Health Organization added snake bites to its list of neglected tropical diseases. This recognition aims to bring greater attention to the problem. Scientists know of about 3,000 kinds of snakes. About 600 of them are poisonous. These are most often found in rural areas in tropical climates. Asia and Africa have the highest number of snake bites, together about 4 million a year. Latin America and islands in the South Pacific follow. The highest number of victims are agricultural workers. Snake bites are also common among fishermen, hunters, and children. Many victims live in areas with poor or non-existent healthcare systems and where anti-venom treatments are often not available. Anti-venom is the only cure, but experts say anti-venom technologies and their use need to be improved. Problems include a shortage of manufacturers and the high cost of treatment. Also, there is a widespread lack of knowledge among local health workers about how to use antivenoms. The treatments can cause dangerous and even deadly reactions if not used carefully. Antivenom contains proteins from animals such as horses or sheep. The animals are injected repeatedly with one or more different snake venoms to produce immunity. The Lancet Medical Journal recently published a series of reports on snakebite prevention and treatment. David Worrell at the University of Oxford in England co-wrote one of them. He praised efforts by the WHO to establish common practices for the production, regulation, and control of antivenom. But he says more must be done. The authors say community education programs could help prevent snake bites by teaching people how to avoid them. They also suggest actions like providing protective boots to wear while working in fields and not sleeping on the ground. Also important is providing information about where dangerous snakes are most likely to live and when they are most active. And that's the VOA Special English Development Report.